2020, the theatre industry as we once knew it was obliterated in the wake of the coronavirus epidemic. Deemed unviable, the government's decision left thousands of artists with no source of income or livelihood. London's once bustling theatre land lay empty. The tourists never returned, and the theatre industry was left to stagnate in the recesses of memory.
What is life like without the arts?
Empty. Bleak.
Hollow.
Boring, samey.
Bland. Soulless.
Bereft.
Beige. Flat.
Did I say lonely?
Life without the arts is empty. It's clinical. People, whether you're a performer or not, the arts would force people to focus. People aren't focusing or don't listen anymore. In fact, you'll be lucky if people are able to pay attention for this whole thing right now.
In the year 2025, live performances of any kind were banned under the WIDPA, Worldwide Infectious Diseases Prevention Act.
The knowledge that I won't be able to perform ever again comes with eternal grieving.
It's like we're just cogs and robots in a machine, just going about with no sense of purpose or creativity or direction.
I can't be who I am, who I'm meant to be.
No one chooses to be a director. No one chooses to be a performer. That's something innate that you're born with.
It will never leave me.
Storytelling. Connecting.
I almost try not to address it.
Bearing in mind it's not a process that happens overnight, it would be 3 months of trial and error and really discovering and collaborating together.
Through the rehearsal period and the classes, the preparation, there was a sense of routine.
You would plan it in advance or not, but you would meet people that you love, that you were going to share something with, and it was something that you were getting to do together, and the audience were giving you something. Yeah.
Dealing with egos, dealing with people storming in and out of rehearsals, dealing with creatives, and also being understanding and holding of that.
I was one of those actors that would go to the theatre early, acquaint myself with the space.
And with all the blood and sweat and the tears and the preparation, it would come to the opening night where everyone would have to tune in.
Did everyone have the right socks, the right colour? You know, were they white or black? Did everyone have the jewellery they needed to have? Was everything exactly as it should be?
I'd sit in front of my mirror in the dressing room. The mirror surrounded by lights, by trinkets, good luck mascots, makeup, cards. And I would look at myself.
Creating something that people would travel to see.
Arriving at the theatre, getting your ticket,
Hearing that call,
being shown to your seat, sitting down and
making your way to a stage,
waiting for the lights to go dark for then the show to begin.
standing in the dark, taking a deep breath.
And I, as the director, had to sit there as an audience member and let it unfold. And it was an amazing experience. It was like watching your child speak for the first time.
It felt like you had to be ready for anything, and it was there in the moment. There was so much spontaneity.
Do you remember we used to applaud? Yeah. It feels alien now. It feels like something a seal does.
Yeah.
But we would all sit
Or stand up even.
and stand up,
Maybe.
and we'd all be having a reaction. It wasn't planned. Nobody told us to do it. There was no alert in the eye mind. It was just something that we did, we felt, and everybody felt something together. And you did feel it. I know that I used to feel it in the audience, and that the actors would. I know they would.
Sometimes I just looked out at the leading lady and I thought, if it wasn't for me, you'd be naked.
There was always an obsession about eating. when it was appropriate to have lunch or supper.
It was an exchange. There was something from another human to us, whereas now it's a flat viewing.
You've got to bear in mind, the pandemic happened and it hit the economy so hard. Thousands and thousands of jobs were lost. People were poor. People didn't have any way of surviving. Then it was suggested by the government that you should probably retrain in something new. Very subtly, small little changes happened. Businesses and theatre was shut. But then certain things start to open. You could have 90 people on a plane, all wearing masks, sitting beside each other, flying for 9 hours, but you couldn't go to the theatre.
The government and the tech giant that came up with this artificial performance and the CGI creative content was the death of theatre.
I feel the responsibility really lies in greed and capitalism.
The tragedy is we're at fault. We allowed it to be taken away from us.
When theatre was banned, the theatre industry responded in force. There were protests and choirs in the street and orchestras and demonstrations. I was part of nearly all of them. In fact, some of them I organised.
Can we say? I don't know, can we say? We saw some underground stuff.
There were various attempts of people trying to form their own theatres, but every time that begun, there were always bigger, harsher extremes not to do it. People couldn't survive anymore.
It all started off online, but then we ended up meeting in person.
It's the oldest trick in the book. Rounding your opponent down so it's weak and scared, and then you come in and you take control.
We're compassionate people as a whole, and to ban it really took advantage of those natures and of that nature in people. They knew they could get away with it, and that's why it's still in existence.
We knew it was wrong, but nobody wanted to accept it. Nobody could take that, so we just, it was scary but exciting because we had to have it for a bit longer.
Yeah. The new normal revolution sparked development of advanced technologies as a means to artificial artistic expression. In the year 2026, the iMind came into mainstream production. This new technology replaced the smartphone and allowed for personal mental projections, or menpros, to be observed by an outside audience, all at the click of a button. The artistic community had a new platform.
When to the sessions of sweet silent thought I summon up reflections of things past, I sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old woes new wail my dear time's waste. Then can I drown an eye unused to flow, for precious friends hid in death's stateless night. And weep afresh love's long since cancelled woe, and moan the expense of many a vanished sight. Then can I grieve at grievances forgone, and heavily from woe to woe tell o'er the sad account of fore bemoaned moan which I knew pay as if not paid before. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end.
For this new means freedoms of expression were short-lived. World governing bodies brought time restrictions into effect in a bid to regain control and limit the earning potential of this exciting new technology to the chosen few.
Our way of exploring TV and theatre now is all with this artificial performance.
We used to joke about it back in the day, about the computers taking over our jobs, and now it's real.
Even the actors that were trained actors that we used to love watching, now they are doing these artificial performances, and you can tell that they're not fulfilling their creative need.
Learning something that doesn't just happen overnight. You don't get quick answers to anything. You have to do it day in, day out for hours and hours and hours.
Now with this projected performance, the effort isn't there, the risk isn't there. They're definitely not going to fall off their point shoe.
Do you think you'll ever dance on a stage again?
I really, really hope so. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I really. I don't know.
It saddens me. The children of this generation will never see live theatre in their lifetimes.
Mummy told me it used to be a big space with comfy seats and big lights on the stage and paintings on the wall about you would actually be going on an adventure, kind of, but you're not on the stage. You're watching people, but it feels like it's real.
If I could send a message back in time, I would say fight. Fight for the arts, fight for performance, fight for creativity.
See as many shows as you can, as many plays, as many dance pieces, and I'd say go to the theatre every day. Yeah. Every day.
You don't know what it's like until it's gone. Nowadays, it's all on a device, like an advert commercial. It doesn't invite you to think or create anything.
We had these things called understudies, so if you didn't see the person who's playing it, you got to see someone else, and they were amazing. I see everybody play every part.
Enjoy it while you can, because sooner or later, nobody's going to need dressing.
Wake up! It's happening right before your eyes and you're letting it happen. So let's crack down and stop this happening before it's too late.
Promote it, talk about it, make it valuable and viable.
It's been taken away from you. Wake up!
Then can I grieve? Grievance is forgone.
I really wish I could.
You don't know what it's like until it's gone.
That is what theatre was all about.
No one has anywhere to go
Knowing
to.
that you're sure
Nothing's
to
created.
engage
CGI.
with the few words alive.